just bought a farm, they can figure that getting a license is a difficult there. Part of the interview for them just walking on into the police. Not using the amnesty to replace the police investigation. So we didn't see it as absolute necessary. Naturally, the police officer will, in fact, proceed to do so as a routine activity. If you get something, you make a record of it, report it in. But we have no problem with the man just walk in and it in, and, in fact, those who will do it, like to do that, I like to deal with the lawyer.
Additionally, he says those who commit crimes using illegal firearms during the period will not be exempt. The new Firearms Act, which came into effect on November 1, includes stiffer fines such as a minimum 15 years in prison for those found guilty of illegal gun possession.
No sanctions for Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton following the deadly bacterial infection at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston that claimed the lives of almost a dozen babies. During this morning's post-cabinet press briefing, it was revealed that the Prime Minister is satisfied that the minister handled the situation according to protocol. Jamila Maitland reports.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton will not be sacked despite increased calls from the opposition and concerned citizens that he should step down over the death of 14 babies at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. 11 of them died from Klebsiella pneumonia infection, a bacteria mostly spread through person-to-person contact. According to Information Minister Robert Morgan, Cabinet is satisfied that Minister Tufton's response was appropriate.
We have very full confidence in Minister Tufton's ability to manage the portfolio. He has done a pretty exemplary job in very challenging times coming through COVID. Also, he has been on a transformational push in terms of improving health facilities.
But even after explaining the timeline of when he was made aware of the issue, there are those who argue that Dr. Tufton neglected his duties to inform the country in a timely manner.
As your statement said, you were briefed towards the end of August. I asked the question, when did you first hear and when about this outbreak, and when was PAHO invited?
What is commendable about this situation is how the Ministry of Health and its staff managed the situation. If you compare it to previous, you would have seen an escalating of the incidents regarding babies not making it. What has happened here is that immediately as it was found out that there was a challenge, there was a cauterization. So in the first month, we had about 7, second month, we had about 2, then 1. So you saw a tapering off of the incidents.
TVJ News reached out to State Minister in the Ministry of Health, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, who has responsibility for maternal health, to ask when she was made aware of the newborn deaths. However, she declined to comment. The Health Minister has declared that the situation is now under control, as there were no recorded deaths associated with the illness in October. He cited inadequate staff, sanitation, and reuse of single-use medical supplies as possible reason for the spread of the virus. The country now awaits the final report from the Pan American Health Organization team about the death of the babies. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
In the meantime, supporters of the People's National Party continue their call for the minister to resign. On Wednesday, they turned up at medical facilities in Western Jamaica, demanding action from the Prime Minister.
As a mom, as a mother of 3, I understand the joy of having a child. And right now, I am in sympathy with the mothers who have lost their children. Dr. Christopher Tufton needs to resign, and he needs to answer to the Jamaican people.
We're here for saying, time come, but the tough time to be back.
Over at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover, similar scenes. The protesters, with placard in hand, say they will not let up until the matter is addressed.
This is not about politics. This is bigger than politics. We have to look about the people of Jamaica. Incidences like these, we cannot just sweep them under the carpet. Something needs to be done about things like these. We have to keep up the pressure. The pressure has to be there for something to happen. If we just leave it like that, nothing will happen.
To other news now, another mass land purchase gone wrong, this time in the community of Wilderness in Orakabessa, St. Mary. 2 structures have been demolished and several other residents could lose their properties. As it turns out, the lands they purchased is owned by someone else. Kalisha Williams has that story.
Millions of dollars in material reduced to rubble. The plot of land in Wilderness St. Mary, where the two concrete structures were recently demolished.
I built a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom structure on it. Almost 3 million and a half I've spent.
Now, all that is down the drain, and it is unclear what will become of the other structures on the land.
About $1.2 million I spent. Both we clear down the land, use tractor, broke up stone, do the foundation by steel, sand and gravel and everything block.
But what claim do these people have to the land, and why are the structures being demolished? We were told it all started 2 years ago when the residents were approached by a man and a woman.
We were asked to pay $75,000, which we have done so. We had the property for about a year. After the year, we were told that we had to start building now because we had to start building within 3 months' time, and if not, we would lose the property. So we started to build. A lot of persons started to build. Myself, I put up a 2-bedroom structure with bathroom.
Also transfer our vote from where we live before to this division. You understand? We do all of those things.
But in a strange turn of events, the residents were later summoned to the court by a man they called Mr. Azar, who turned out to be the actual owner of the land.
The land is not owned by HAJ, nor it is not associated with any political affiliation, which we were given a promise as to that regards.
Which brings us to the 2 structures which were demolished.
Go to court and come back. Lose the case of court. Now they come. My case finished. Now they come and they live down everything.
And now the man and woman who they said sold them the land cannot be found, leaving the residents to believe they were scammed.
Money hard to come by, and to lose 3.5 million just like that on a where they trick us.
Why? Because I thank Father God to me there still, but I feel it to my heart. This is so much money I go down in jail. So I just want back my money because I spend over 800,000 already. Man. I pay 75,000 because I buy steel. The man did cast the foundation. They might cut out the steel them up there. So I want to lose.
With nowhere else to turn, an appeal for the government to intervene.
I would love to see them getting back compensation for all the monies that were spent. This is something that I can't even pretty it up. This is straight wickedness.
Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
The authorities are warning of a dangerous situation along the Zion Hill Main Road, which connects several communities in St. Catherine and St. Andrew to Kingston. They say a breakaway believed to be caused by a dangerous farming practice is threatening to cut off residents and are warning persons not to use the roadway until it is fixed. Krista Campbell has our report.
Motorists and pedestrians are taking a big risk passing this breakaway along the Zion Hill Main Road in St. Catherine. Residents reported the collapse of a section of the roadway early Tuesday morning, and North Central St. Catherine Member of Parliament Natalie Nita Garvey says based on assessments, it's too dangerous for persons to continue using the roadway.
On the top, it is sturdy, but if you are able to see below, there is a great deal of cutaway underneath the road, and so I'm asking persons to avoid the area if you can.
The authorities are warning against a poor farming practice they say caused the breakaway in the first place.
There was a heavy built-up of bamboo in this area that has washed away coming up all the way from up Sandy Hill. We call this a cracker gate. And what that is that somebody apparently was trying to get rid of the bamboo and light it, and it lit the culvert, the plastic culvert, and resulting in a compromise. If we don't remove these bamboo from this location here, it will further compromise the road network.
The MP dumped materials to prevent persons from using the roadway on Tuesday, but by Wednesday,
we have to appeal and try to get some more stuff to barricade the entire area so that they don't get any vehicular access to the other section of the road.
our news team didn't see any sign indicating the road is closed, but motorists we spoke with admitted to knowing the road is closed. Taxi operators say they can't afford to